A storm that began with a car so beautiful it almost forced the West to pay attention, the Toyota 2000 GT. It was a masterpiece of hand-formed aluminum and rosewood, a machine that proved Japan could build art, yet it remained a boutique curiosity that failed to shatter the glass ceiling of European dominance, leaving the Japanese ego bruised and hungry for a true global takeover. This hunger led to a desperate era of experimental madness, where the boundaries of engineering were pushed to the point of financial ruin, starting with the Dome Zero, a wedge-shaped phantom that looked like it fell off the set of a sci-fi epic. It was low, sharp, and terrifyingly ambitious, yet it was strangled by red tape and denied the right to even drive on Japanese roads, becoming a ghost that haunted the dreams of every engineer who wanted to prove that Japan could out-design the Italians. But the failure of the Dome Zero only fueled the fire for the next wave of mechanical monsters, like the Nissan MID4, a mid-engined beast designed to kill the Porsche 959. It featured four-wheel steering and a twin-turbo heart that was ready to scream. Yet just as it reached the brink of production, the executives got cold feet and pulled the plug, burying what could have been the world's greatest giant killer. The graveyard of Japanese ambition only grew deeper with the arrival of the Giotto Caspita, a car that wasn't just inspired by racing, it was a literal Formula One car with a license plate. It housed a flat 12 engine developed by Subaru and Motori Moderni, a powertrain so exotic it felt illegal, but the timing was a curse as a global economic collapse turned this dream into a multi-million-dollar paperweight before a single customer could turn the key. If the Caspita was a tragedy, the Yamaha OX99-11 was a full-blown descent into insanity, a tandem-seat jet fighter for the road, with a high-revving V12 bolted directly to a carbon fiber spine. It was a machine that vibrated with such violence it threatened to shake itself apart, and with a price tag that would have bankrupted a small nation, Yamaha had to walk away from the carnage, leaving the world to wonder if a Japanese supercar was simply a mathematical impossibility. Even when they tried to lean into the bizarre, like with the Mitsuoka Orochi, a car designed to look like an 8-headed dragon, the result was a fashion supercar that had the face of a monster but the soul of a sedan, proving that without a true engineering breakthrough, the Japanese were just spinning their wheels in the mud. Then came the Aspark Owl, a silent electric predator that claims the throne of the fastest accelerating car on the planet, using sheer battery-powered brutality to warp the laws of physics. Yet even its 1,980 horsepower feels like a clinical exercise compared to the raw, visceral scream of the Lexus LFA. The LFA was a decade-long obsession, a car so over-engineered that Toyota switched from aluminum to carbon fiber halfway through development just to save a few pounds, resulting in a V10 engine that revs so fast a physical needle couldn't keep up, requiring a digital display just to track the symphony of its exhaust note. But as incredible as the LFA was, it was a swan song, not the revolution that changed the world. That honor was reserved for a project that was failing behind closed doors until the very last second. Honda had spent a fortune on a mid-engined project they hoped would finally humble Ferrari, hiring the legendary Pininfarina to pen the lines and utilizing their Formula One dominance to craft a V6 with a revolutionary variable valve timing system. They built a car that was technically perfect, yet in the secret testing phases, it was missing its soul, a flaw that remained hidden until they invited the most ruthless driver in history, Ayrton Senna, to push it to the limit at the Suzuka circuit. Senna climbed out of the car and looked the engineers in the eye, delivering a crushing blow. He told them the chassis felt fragile, a critique that sent the entire team into a panicked overtime to save their reputation. This moment of brutal honesty led to a desperate last-minute engineering miracle where Honda developed the world's first all-aluminum semi-monocoque, a breakthrough that made the car 50% stiffer than their original designs and lighter than anything the West could produce. This car wasn't just a vehicle, it was the birth of the NSX, a machine that didn't just compete with the Italians, it forced Ferrari to go back to the drawing board because for the first time in history, a supercar was actually reliable, drivable, and faster than the legends. The Japanese supercar wasn't born from a smooth path of success. It was forged in the fires of Senna's honesty and a high-stakes gamble on a metal no one thought could hold a supercar together, finally breaking the European stranglehold and changing the automotive world forever.